Today is day 30, ladies and gentlemen, of our 1000 Dawns journey, which means there's only about 969 days really to go. And I've got to be honest, it might surprise quite a lot of people that, well, because the remit for how we do quite a lot of these videos is that usually I save these videos like for the very end of the day, literally where I plan on going to sleep in about an hour's time. However, based on everything I've talked about over the last 24 hours, I feel like I might not be going to sleep for a little bit longer because we are working once again, ladies and gentlemen, as always, because the work never stops. Because there is work to be done. Always more work. And what I'm prepared to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that starting today was the beginning of my final week of training at my current job, which meaning starting next week I'm pretty much on my own. Not on my own like, you know, it's a completely it is my responsibility. There will be supervisors and other members of staff, but as far as I'm concerned, I am outwardly facing the world. I am, in many ways, the face of the brand. So therefore, I have got to be not only the best before, but the best currently, because I don't just want to be the guy at where I work. I want to be the best guy at where I work. You know what? It's not going to be easy. And as I think to mention before, there are going to be days in which I will literally feel like I've just about gone through hell. With that being said, however, I don't think it's anywhere going to be near as bad. Don't know who's calling this time of night, but we'll find out shortly. Actually, it is. It was absolutely for nothing. Right, okay, sorry, where was I? Lost my train of thought almost immediately. Oh yes, we're still moving forwards, and well, the only other thing I feel like I can add insofar as work and what I get up to when I come home. Okay, let me put it to you like this another way. In terms of my day job, I have to pretty much pay what I like to call the 9-hour tax each day. Now what the 9-hour tax is that it's 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute journey to and from work. That's an hour a day in traveling, and then 8 hours of the grindstone, so to speak, which means that when I leave work at 9 in the morning and return home at 6:30 at night, at least for the last couple of weeks, it's going to be very different once the actual experience begins, so to speak. I usually start work my work from home and stuff like that by about 7 o'clock, and it usually lasts from 7 to about 11:30 at night. Meaning that taking this for what it is, I have about 4.5 hours each day to make use of whatever I can do during that period. And what might surprise quite a lot of people is that because of what has to be done and the amount of work that goes into it, there are also days where sometimes I struggle to keep up the pretense about whether or not I'm even making any real progress at home either. It's it's not really like disheartening or anything like that, but what I'm trying to come across, ladies and gentlemen, is that this whole operation, Operation Thoracicus, at the end of the day, it's a well-oiled, it's a machine literally running on one person, and it is sort of when you like put things into perspective, you begin to sort of make a few calculations here and there and wonder, well, if we make this work, then this is all this hard work and perseverance paying off. But if it doesn't work, well, guess what? I've been there before. But I'll find a second win from somewhere. I can certainly try again. If I fail today, I can only try again tomorrow. But that's not the only. That there's something else also on my mind, is that we have 29 days left of March, and I feel like time is once again slipping away. But we'll see about that.